got the blackbird blue. Well, I got the blackbird blues, baby. I got the blackbird.
Alrighty then. Well, this next part is a very important part. Unfortunately, I lost the original footage. See, we've recently got some new camera equipment here at Wingnut Bike Works, and to be honest, folks, I just haven't figured out how to use it quite right. As you might have noticed on that first video, the sound was quite horrible at the beginning. That being said, this being a very important part of the process, you might notice that this screen that we use in this part of the video is not the screen that we built in the previous video or the screen that we'll be using later on to actually do the burning. Like I said, I lost that part of the footage, so we're going to be using this other little screen to explain this part. It's nice. It's built just the same way, built by hand, you know, duct taped up. It's all ready to go, tight as a drum. You make sure you wash it all off and everything. This is where you got to bring out your photo emulsion. The photo emulsion that I'm using here is Jacquard. No particular reason except for I found it really inexpensive online. I think I paid like $15 after shipping and everything. When it comes to you, it's going to be in this, and it's going to have a little tube attached to it. There's simple instructions on how to mix it and everything. You just basically take that little tube, you break it off, you put it in there, mix it all up. You want to store this in a cool, dark place. It's what I've been using for the last year now. It's very inexpensive, high quality, works well. There's other name brands out there if you prefer to go with something else, if you can find something cheaper. Matter of fact, if you do, let me know. Basically, you just mix her up, keep it in a nice, cool, dark place. Now I'm going to show you how you're going to put this onto your screen. Very easy, very simple. But to do that, I'm going to have to turn some of these lights down. I'm currently doing this in a much too lighted area. Normally, you want to do this in a very, very dark area. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to do it out here, and I'm going to move fast. So try to keep up with me, folks. Alright, here we go. Now we take our little spatula out again. Whatever you got, whatever you're using. Make sure your tape's all nice and tight down around the edges. Got to keep that from leaking in there too much. I don't know if you can see how I did that. But when you take that ugly stuff and you bring, you want it real close to the edge here. Then when you take that ugly stuff and bring it around, just bring it on around, flop it over, and fold it down. Make that nice and tight around there. Once you got that part done, break out your emulsion. When you open her up, it's going to be this nice, pretty greenish blue. Take a big old glop of her. Around a big, healthy glop. Hey, you don't want to waste none of this. And it's better to have too much on there first. I'll show you. Once you get it on there, just take your squeegee. You bring her down, you smooth it out. Come down this way, boom. Come down this way, boom. That first pass, you're going to have a lot. Keep that open. Scrape that right off there. You don't want to waste that. That's good to go still. Bring her down. Bring her down. Bring her down. Alrighty. And you flip it. Do the same thing on this side. Keep doing that. You want it nice and thin, but not too thin. Just keep working it back and forth. Pretty simple, right? Now on your final pass, you're going to do your final pass on the bottom smooth part. You take that, Bring it up at a nice little angle. Look at that. You get all that off there. Like I said, not too much. You don't want to get too thin. Then you have to go back and patch it with some Mod Podge and stuff later on. Take that right off there. Look at that. Look at that. You want to work fast, and usually want to work in a dark area, just so you don't expose this photo emulsion no more than you have to. And once you got it on there nice and smooth, look at that. Now, you just take it, you put it in a nice, dry, dark place. I got next to the closet. I just put it up on top of the shelf. I put a couple little pieces of wood so this photo emulsion in case it drips. But you want to set it with the flat side up. In other words, see this? You want to set it right like this. Bam, with the flat side up. Because I like to let it set completely dry for 24 hours. Make sure you keep it dark. Don't expose it to no light. Alright, let's hurry up and get this in there. I can see you. Let's get this little project done with. Now for this next part, I'm going to be working with the photo emulsion once again. So, before I turn the lights out, I thought I'd go through what it is I'm getting ready to do. Now we got this here piece of glass that I rescued from an old picture that I found in the dumpster trash somewhere along the way. Woohoo! I can see you again. And underneath it, I got this here black fabric, which is actually a kitchen apron that I liberated from one of the local fast food restaurants. Anyway, the reason being, you gotta have this black underneath here because when I get ready to shine this big old light I got right here, which is a 300-watt light bulb up in there, and it's basically just a, a cheap old clamp light I found in the trash. You can get them at the hardware store for real cheap. But anyway, it's got a 300-watt light bulb in it. Now, I've tried it with like, your regular off-the-shelf 150-watt big old strong as you can get off-the-shelf ones. You can burn big chunky letters, big no detail, very low detailed images. You can burn, and you got to burn it for a really long time. I'm talking like a half hour or so. So I learned through trial and error that it was worth the investment to actually purchase this 300-watt light bulb. I think our #1 benefactor actually purchased this last year for us. But so when I fire this up, well, let me just show you. I'll plug this in and show you real quick, and then you'll understand why they call it burning. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring that screen back now that it's dried overnight. Back out. We're going to turn the lights off. We're going to bring that screen coated in the photo emulsion back out. We're going to take our transparency, and for this one I've chosen, and I doubt if that'll show up, but it says bisexual. I'll ride just about anything. I've seen similar designs, various ones online, on some shitty t-shirts, cafe press and shit. But I mean, it was just plain old font and goofy images. It was shit. I wouldn't wear it. But I really like the statement, bisexual, Anyway, that's the image I'm going to use. What we're going to do next is we're going to bring that screen that we made back out. It's been coated with photo emulsion. It's been drying overnight in a dark, dry place, aka the top of my closet. So we're going to bring that back out. We're going to slap it down upside down. In other words, the flat side is going to be facing up. We're then going to lay this transparency backwards, upside down, so it reads backwards on top of that. Then we're going to lay this glass on top of all of that. Then we're going to fire up our little fake sun simulator. Alright, folks, put your shades on. Woo-wee, look at there. Thomas Edison, thank you. Actually, that was Nikola Tesla, another guy who come up with that whole scheme, but whatever. That's what we're going to do. I guess I should shut my pie hole and get to doing it then. Lights out. Gonna weigh it down with whatever kind of heavy crap we can find sitting around here. Just make sure you don't overlap any of the area. It's gonna actually be exposed. Work with what you got, folks. Work with what you got. Alright, I'm gonna stop blinding you now. I'm gonna let that burn. Alright, what you wanna do is you wanna let that sit there and just fry up for about 20 minutes. Make sure you time it. Alright, let's turn this here bright light off and get her over to the sink. Alright, let's get this ready. Alrighty then, you want to take you some warm water. Not too hot, not too cold. Just want to let it dribble out of there. You want to take the screen after you get it off there. You can't really see, this light's horrible, but you can already see where it didn't, where it's tooken. Now you remember our little paintbrush from earlier? Remember our trusty old paintbrush? Well, look at here. Now you don't want to put any pressure at all in there. You want all the water to do most of the work. See? Real light. You'll see it start to turn as it gets thinner. We'll flip it over. The same thing on this side. Real light. Real light. Let the water do all the work for you. Dribble it on there. And flip it over. Ever so lightly take this brush on there. I mean ever so lightly. No pressure at all. You just let them bristles caress across there. Just kiss it. Real light. Gentle. See that? That'll start working out for you. See it? You'll be able to see it come right out of there. I think that's a success, folks. I think we're going to end up with us a good screen. Patience. Patience. I was real impatient when I first started doing this. I'd try to rush it, put pressure on there, and turn the water up too high. It's just a few minutes. Just a few minutes. Then you'll have this screen to last you for hundreds of shirts or patches or whatever it is. Hundreds of applications. But if you rush it here, these last few stages, well, you mess it all up. Then you have to start all over again. And when you think you got it all, I'll hold her up to the light. Make doubly sure you got everything. Once you're satisfied you have, and I am satisfied with that, you want to stop. Don't work it. Don't work it no more. That's going to get a little funky. You want to lay this to dry. It's going to start looking a little funky when you do. It's going to get all these streaks on it. It's going to get all these crazy looking colors as it dries. Don't touch it. Just let it sit somewhere. Let it dry. When you dry it, what you want to do is you want to lay it down like this. Smooth side up. Lay it flat and let it dry. Alrighty then. And next time we see this, we'll be slapping ink on it. Alrighty then. Now we come to the part that everybody's been waiting for. And that's the part where we actually print. You can use all kinds of things. I just use Speedball or whatever I can find. Speedball, opaque. What you want to make sure of is that you got a flat surface. Your fabric's on flat surface. This is just as flat as you can get up against it. Take your little plastic spoon. Just give you a good sloppy line down there. Now you want to take your little spatula. This here is a little spatula that my sick other Kira found at a, I don't know, yard sale or a thrift store or hobby shop or something. Momenta. I'm not recommending anything. I like this because it's real flexible. She did a good job. I've used everything from old kitchen spatulas to, you know, pieces of cardboard, plastic, whatever. Just make sure it's flexible but firm. Now what you want to do is you want to take this here, going to slide it right across there. Alrighty then, you ready? Let's get a little drum roll. Dun, dun, dun. Look at that. There you go, for everybody that's been asking for it. It's all turned out, ready to go. Bike section, I'll ride just about anything. So we're going to take this and we'll make this available in the shop. We'll do a few more big old back patches and then I'll run a couple of shirts. At least a couple. I think I only got 2 shirts available anyway until dumpster season or until somebody donates some or something. Go out behind the thrift shop, see what they got in the dumpster. But in the meantime, I'll run these on the shirts I got. And, yeah, there you go. You now have a Sew On Punk patch. And if you've been following these videos, you too know how to silk screen your own patches and your own t-shirts. Doing it on the fly, DIY. Alrighty then, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe, and hit that little dingy-ding bell there, and you'll get updated on everything. Catch me over on Facebook. This is
Black
Patch,
blue.
many more.
Well, I got the black
Get out of here,
blue,
don't make any
baby.
noise, and don't forget,
I got
ride
the
your
black
bike. Alrighty then. Now, go get your bisexual groove on.